A message for my people.
Nick Dad, baby. We the new label.
Yeah.
Come on.
Yeah.
Come on, son.
Now this the black sheep sticking its home. I need a crib like I'm Gatsby.
I need it.
In hand, just understand my
Pockets that deep.
with nothing to prove. I ain't got nothing to do. When they can't compete and I got nothing to lose. You see, they told me I'm the one that's gonna benefit.
Yes.
Yes.
Welcome back, ladies and gentlemen, to the #1 sports betting vibe on the internet. I'm your host, Nick Dais, at Nick Dais Tenders. You can find me all things Veterans Minimum or at Veterans Minimum. Big ups to all the members of the Patreon. Big ups to all of you continuing to support the show. I cannot thank you guys enough. Hopefully you guys listen to the content over the holidays. We are getting amazing feedback. We are getting a lot of good and awful fucking comments on TikTok. TikTok is going crazy. Shout out to social media manager George over here.
A
to my
million
left.
impression past 28 days after I made that post. When I made that Instagram post, we were at 700K views. And then we had your what will the Giants do with the #1 draft pick I think a lot of people now know you as like the cool Giants guy. Think about the evolution. You were the Chat Sports Giants guy.
Yeah.
And now you're like your own rebel. You're like a super fan that has a show that's not about them, but very credible source. Like how Big Cat is with Pardon My Take for the Bears.
Yeah.
Like I take whatever Big Cat says about the Bears to heart. When he said they're never going to win a game again, I was like, yep. People feel the same way about you and the Giants.
Bro, I love it. I love it because I feel like I've always been a very rational fan with my sports teams. I feel like I know them better than anyone. It upsets me, the conversation around Saquon Barkley and the Eagles. Everyone knows that, like, there's not a team I hate more than Philly. Like, they have ruined seasons. Like, everything's going well, and then there's that November game in Philly where everything just plummets, right? The one time that Eli Manning had a bye in the playoffs, they were the 1 seed when Plaxico shot himself. They went into Giants Stadium. They beat the Giants. It's just a team that fucking the gray hairs that I had when I was like 22 years old because of him, right? Deshaun Jackson, fucking hate that guy. Sports hate, right? I never met him. Probably a good dude,
Right.
but sports hate, different level. LaShawn McCoy, you look at both of their career mixtapes is just 9 minutes of cooking Giants players.
That's very true.
Right? Also, they played them twice a year, but besides the point, I feel like I'm very rational, so I like hearing you say that about me. I've also been called a racist Giants fan also.
Are you
Have you
serious?
seen the comments? Yeah, because the two quarterbacks that are slated to come out are Cam Ward and Shedeur Sanders. They're like, bro, if you don't want a black quarterback, just say it. And I was
Oh
like,
my God, no.
My mind did not go there
Yeah.
whatsoever, not one time. I was just saying how, as a Giants fan, a quarterback isn't... Bro, I wouldn't want Pat Mahomes. I swear to God, George, I wouldn't want Pat Mahomes. I wouldn't want him.
Wild statement.
Wild statement,
That's
right?
a
And I'm
hot
not even
take.
trying to... Dude, there are so many issues on the team that it wouldn't change nothing. It wouldn't change anything if he came. Okay, they win 6 games instead of 3. The team has a lot of holes, and that's what the majority of that conversation was. It wasn't a slight to any of the guys coming out. It's more so that, yo, we have a shitload of issues on our team. We are a laughingstock. We were once a model franchise. It was the Steelers, the Packers, the Pats. The Giants were in that conversation of how to run an organization. That's not the case no more, bro. They are a laughingstock. So what I was saying was, yo, I would like a Panther-Bears kind of trade unless I absolutely love one of these guys. Who knows? There's going to be a random, like, bro, I always talk about Baker Mayfield. He was not supposed to be the #1 pick. Day of, he was like plus 800 to be the #1 pick. And then 2 hours before the draft, he's minus 600. Insider information.
Right.
Adam Schefter leaks kind of tells you all you need to know. But, you know, there's going to be some dude that tests crazy at a pro day and in the combine, and then it's going to emerge him being a #1 pick when everyone else is like, you know, we kind of had him as a day 3 guy. So unless they absolutely love one of these guys, I kind of want a Jerry Jeudy anytime touchdown. I see it out the corner of the eye. Revenge game, baby. We're on the board plus 170.
There we go.
Live instant reactions. But that's how I felt about it. So it was just funny to hear and see the comments. It was really laughable, but Yeah, we've been on fire, man, on TikTok. Thanks to you. You feel like you figured it out because you were very excited when you're like, bro, I've been waiting for this moment.
Yeah. I mean, and I've done this for a while now. Like I've been posting content for multiple podcasts, and honestly, like when you start doing a lot of social media managing, you start realizing it's not about following the trends. It's about creating your own aesthetic and look. And I think I found it with us. Like there's lots of playing around with the colors and the font that you use. But I think I found it on TikTok. I found it on Instagram, and shout out to you people. Cause after I made the dedicated attack to TikTok, it popped off. So get that thing up to 10K followers. And now we're really talking.
Now we're talking.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
And yo, please follow us wherever it is you have a social media account, whether it's TikTok, Facebook, LinkedIn, if you want to get professional, Instagram, the whole nine. Subscribe, rate, review, the whole shebang on there. By the way, we need to do a drawing.
We do. I put this on the top of the list, Nick.
Top priority. We need to reveal the winner of the helmet for the giveaway on Patreon. Shout out to all of you. Like I said, patreon.com/veterans minimum. We'll do the read later on, but we gotta do it, George. And right now, if we could go to the sky cam up here if you guys are watching this on YouTube, there we go. So I have a list of the names that are in the tier on Patreon. You have to be in the franchise tag or the Supermax. And as we slate that up, if you're watching this on YouTube, or if you're watching this on Spotify, or if you're watching the social clip right now, these are the names of all the members in the franchise tag and the Supermax. We are going to reveal the winner. George, are you ready?
Let's do this.
All right, here we go. 3,
no drum roll
2,
needed.
1. And it's spinning
fast.
it's spinning, it's
Colorful
spinning,
wheel.
and we got
All-inclusive type wheel.
Daniel Gibson winning
Gibson.
it. Let's go.
Congrats, Big Daniel.
Shout out to Daniel Gibson, a loyal listener. He's a part of the 1K Club on Patreon. He's pledged over $1,000 to the Patreon in its history. That's a lot of $1 bills that he's given to the brand. We thank you so much, Daniel. Also, Daniel Gibson, one of my favorite people that follow the show, I'll be honest with you, because he is the innovator and the creator of Congrats on the Sex. I think I've told you this story. One time I was on the Twitch stream. I used to be a streamer on Twitch. And, you know, are you familiar with Twitch?
Not as much as most people.
So, you know, it's a live streaming platform. I still think it's like the future of what content is. And I used to stream Fortnite and FIFA and Call of Duty on there. Way more entertaining than good in the video game. Though FIFA, we always go top bins, nasty at FIFA. Anyway, people get certain emojis and they subscribe to your page. They could donate to you. And Daniel was a name that between Veterans Minimum on social media and then in the Twitch community, you know, you became synonymous with that name when it would pop up. You start seeing it often. So anyway, dude disappeared for like 7 to 8 months. Comes back, pops in the stream. I'm like, yo, Daniel, I'm already like 7 IPAs in. I'm hammered on the stream. And he pops up. I'm like, yo, bro, where you been at? He's like, dude, you know, me and my lady, you know, we had I'm sorry if it was a daughter or maybe twins. But God bless you and your family. The first thing that came to my mind was like, buddy, congrats on the sex. And then my entire chat just started like LMFAO and all these crying emojis. And I don't know why I said it, but it just took a world on its own. And now whenever I have friends and they're like, dude, you know, I'm dating this girl now, or I'm engaged, or if I'm married, I'm like, dude, congrats on the sex, bro.
Yeah.
And they're always like, what? I'm like, well, now, you know,
it's locked in.
It's locked in. You're locked in.
I mean, you guys sleep in the same bed.
Yeah, it's like, come on. Now it's kind of like confirmed not a virgin.
It's a layup, yeah.
Yeah.
Unless, do you think people do that anymore? That actually kind of might be a perfect segue into our first topic.
Do what?
Like wait till marriage to have sex. Like, do you think that still exists?
I don't know. Definitely not for me.
No, I know. It's just, it's so unbelievable.
Maybe the people that I'm friends with are pieces of shit, like I am too. You know, I don't say that in a demeaning way. I think that these are people that I surround myself with, right? Like if you're a degenerate gambler, other people might look at you in a negative notion. Me, I'm like, you're one of us. We're in, right? So I don't know. It was never anything that crossed my mind. I'm also not like the most religious person on the planet. You know, I do believe in a higher power and stuff, but yeah, it's, I don't know. Probably, I'm assuming, like Tim Tebow apparently waited until he was married to, you know, bang one out, but it's just crazy to think
That's not believable.
Bro, I find that hard to believe.
Of course he didn't, dude.
Wait, you don't think he did until...
Like, no. I think he, of course, was plowing chicks, but I don't think he was like putting effort forth. I think it was more so like,
bro, he was the quarterback at
I'm just
Florida.
laying down.
Like, yeah, dude, effortless for sure. Like
next to a Bible's for sure out. Bible's on the nightstand, so, you know.
Yeah.
Because he thinks like, you know, God wants this.
Yeah.
He wants
doing
this
us
action.
a favor, is what he's thinking. Yeah. Nah, I never believed that for a second. I think like if you're a quarterback at a big time university, I mean, now you make money, right? But at the time, like, was there a better position to get chicks than being a quarterback at a fucking D1 power? Bro, layup, dude.
Mm-hmm.
Like layup. I was a quarterback at my high school and girls were kind of all over me. Imagine being at fucking Florida or Texas.
Yeah, Miami.
USC, Matt Leinart.
Yeah, Reggie Bush.
Bro, dude didn't crank his
Reggie
shit for
Bush?
like 4 years.
I'm
Probably
pretty
just
sure
gonna
Reggie
suck.
Bush banged Kim Kardashian before he left USC.
Bro, Reggie was a handsome dude.
And he
too.
came back for seconds.
Won the Heisman. They stole it from him.
Wild.
Yeah. So I don't know, man. I don't know if I know we went on a
That was
crazy
a wild
tangent
tangent right there. But hey, congrats on the sex.
Congrats on the sex.
There we go.
Yeah. Speaking of, did you see this girl? Her name is Sophie Rain.
Mm-hmm.
Have you heard about this chick?
Recently, she's popped into the news because somebody reported. Did she report herself how much money she made on OnlyFans?
Yes.
How much money was it?
So, per her, she's been going viral saying that she has made $43 million in her first year on the platform.
Jesus.
Let me read you this. Athletes that don't make $43 million. Anthony Joshua, Gervonta Davis. This is based on 2023 sportrico.com, where they have the contracts of all these players. She makes more money than Klay Thompson, Aaron Judge, Nikola Jokic, Anthony Davis, Kyler Murray, Joel Embiid, Tobias Harris, Roy McIlroy, Jake Paul, Aaron Rodgers, Mo Salah, shout out Liverpool. I mean,
yeah.
Orlando Brown, James Harden, Sadio Mane, Giancarlo Stanton. This girl apparently has made more money than all of them. Didn't have to hit a layup. Didn't have to practice going top bins on penalty kicks in soccer. Didn't need to spar anybody. My question to you is, we actually got a lot of people asking this in the DMs. They're like, bro, you got to comment on this. We want to hear your thoughts. How do you feel about OnlyFans culture?
Culture?
Yeah.
I think it's kind of sick that she can make $43 million. Like sick, both like awesome.
Yeah.
But also like
fucking crazy.
Sick.
Yeah.
Like what fucking, and these are the incel guys that I think it happened all over COVID, right? So COVID happens, all these guys staying inside, not getting laid.
Probably cranking their shit.
Oh my God, dude.
Yeah.
Like developing carpal tunnel, the amount that they're fucking wanking them out. So, and they're willing to spend all of the Biden bucks on OnlyFans models. And that's why it popped off in 2020. And it's always kind of like maintained its form, which to me, Nick, it's always kind of like, you know how much free shit is out there? Why are we subscribing to like this? I don't know. It's just not that meaningful to me, at least. But there's a shit ton of guys that have continued to make this industry one of the biggest in the world. I think it for sure is. The porn industry has got to be in the top 5 of biggest industries in the world. And so she's just a sliver of it. But now they're starting to get paid out for it. Did you ever used to wonder like how old porn stars used to get paid out? Like they just like had a video shoot and it was on a VHS. Like, what's the contracts like for that? And now this chick's making 43 million, you know? It's like the evolution. We've come a long way.
The top headline says that she's eclipsed the single largest NBA check received by basketball legend Michael Jordan. So she's made more on OnlyFans. Now, do you believe this number? And also, we need to just like...
Do I believe it? I believe it's higher. I don't know.
I also want to say this, right? Like, I'm someone, and this is the truth. I'm going to close my laptop on this one so you know that I'm being sincere here. This is just Nick Dais talking. I don't know if George Carmona endorses this one, but this is for me personally. I don't care how you make your money. I genuinely don't. I think times are crazy. I think times are hard. They could be very stressful. How you make your money, I do not care. There's two things I do care how you make your money. Don't hurt nobody physically. Kind of don't touch little kids. Not kind of, don't touch little kids,
yeah.
Right? I know it sounds very dark and graphic, but anyone that knows me outside of my podcast in life, when I have these conversations like, dude, this girl does OnlyFans, I'm like, I'm a size 10 in sneakers. I would like a pair every month. And I'm being honest, right? Like, I would, you know,
for sure
spoil me a little bit, right? Like, why not? You know what I'm saying?
Well, no.
I don't care how you make your money, bro. Now, I don't agree, but I understand. So to me, how you make your money, I'm cool with it, dude. I don't participate in that. Yeah. We do have a Patreon. We keep our clothes on. Maybe if we do flash a little nipple, maybe we could get some more, you know, $1 spent our way. I told you what I did for $40 with this one person that gave us.
Yeah.
It's been a nightmare since, but we appreciate it. And to me, bro, like I really don't care. I've dated girls that do OnlyFans. Great relationships. I'm kind of the reason that it didn't work out, if I'm being honest with you. And it had nothing to do with them. It was just like, yo, I'm really busy. I'm doing a bunch of other shit. I don't have time for you the way I would like to. I don't think it should work out. It was never like I'm looking at the girl and being like, oh man, she's a piece of shit. Like, yo, bro, if I could make $25K a month and showing a little nipple, I'd probably do it.
Yeah.
Just being honest with you. And again, these do not reflect what George Carmona says. This is just what Nick Dais says.
Oh no, I'm with you though. Like, why not get that easy cash? But here's the thing, it's not that easy. Like, a lot of these people that are at that high level, bro, have like corporations underneath them. Working in a podcast studio, I got to see like the way that these girls would come in and they would say, well, this is my manager, and he's the one that's messaging all these guys that are, you know, paying $25 a month to get automated AI messages. That's the wild shit. That's where the real money's at. And then people will do that, the custom videos and shit. No different than Cameo.
It's just exactly.
It's the exact same as Cameo.
Same thing.
All right. So it's so worth it. And for here's the thing that I think the upcoming generation just won't care. It's like, it's not trivial anymore. Like, sex happens all the time. Kids have iPads at the age of 2 years old, if not 1. They know that, or like, we should know that they're going to be able to see that type of shit way earlier than when we did. I mean, so this shit's going to continue to grow. It's kind of going to just become normal. You know, a mom was an OnlyFans model.
Yeah.
And then kids, you know, what does your mom do for work, Timmy? Oh, she, you know, made $43 million on OnlyFans last year. That's going to be the reality of our future.
Yeah, pretty privilege, bro. If you got it, use it. Like, why not? Everyone has some sort of privilege that they use to enhance their career in any way. And for a lot of women, it's also like looks. Like, looks is, it could go a long way for sure. And again, we need to preface by saying this is like the top 1%.
For sure.
Dude, how big of an ego fucking downer must be for girls that think they're attractive and they go on OnlyFans and they make like $300 a month. That gotta be fucking...
Wah wah.
That gotta be...
Yeah.
Like, yeah.
That's not what we were expecting, right?
Yeah.
Oh, wait, we actually have to do a little bit of work. That's why I say these girls hire these managers, because I'm going to be honest, and this is me shitting on them, not the brightest bulbs in the patch.
The managers?
The OnlyFans girls themselves.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? But like, it's tough to get yourself up to a $43 million business on your own. I wouldn't be able to do it. I'd be having other people do my shit too. So I think it's just as quick as you get to that point is how these girls pop off. The girls that do it solo, yeah, they don't make much. I've been told.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Nah, listen, bro. And again, I don't like to generalize. Legit, like in my life, everything I always look at it as case to case, because I know couples that the girl does OnlyFans and her boyfriend or husband is the fucking guy recording. Now, it's not like it's not porn shit, and that's the other thing too. You know, like I was having this conversation over the weekend how like the paid subscription model to things, right? Like, look, Patreon, it's kind of the same thing. Honestly, Patreon and OnlyFans, it's the same exact thing. You offer incentives to people and they pay based on the subscription that they want, the tier that they want, and they get certain perks and incentives to it. Now, there is a completely different stigma. If we tell people like, yo, we have content on OnlyFans, they think that our dicks are out in the public. If we say it's on Patreon, they're like, oh, okay, it doesn't have that stigma to it. Right. Yeah. And OnlyFans tries its best. Like, dude, shout out to Nestor, man. Everyone in the control room knows him. He's no longer here at the studio. He's alive, but like he moved and took a job with like OnlyFans TV, and they're trying to do a lot of different shit to change that stigma. But first impression is lasting impression. When you tell someone that you have an OnlyFans account, they immediately think porn and like graphic images, sex.
Yeah.
Immediately. Well, like Patreon's the same exact shit, bro. Like, dude, if you go to the veterans minimum Patreon, I think because I curse in a lot of the posts, it's like, are you over 18? My one friend sent it to me. He's like, what the fuck are you posting on here? Jesus. I'm like, yo, it's not that. It's just because of the guidelines.
Yeah.
This is what it is. But
there is guidelines for Patreon?
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
'Cause I was going to say, if we maybe work out a deal with one of the 22%ers for like a collaboration deal, I don't know. Veterans minimum becomes the best sports betting vibe on the internet, and
you see a little
plus.
Yeah.
Plus. That's what we're gonna do.
$1 dreams, baby. Dollar and a dream. That's all we ask for. It's wild though, man. Like when you really think of it, it's crazy how. And look, man, I really feel that way about. I don't care how you make your money. I think we live in a time right now where there's so many ways you can make money, and in a legal way. Like what she's doing is not illegal.
Oh, of course
it
not.
just has that stigma to it. And look, man.
No, she's got to stop reporting how much she makes publicly. Like, don't do that. Yeah. That's not smart.
Let me ask you a question.
Not that much.
Staying on this topic with money. How many people in your life know exactly how much money you make?
Maybe 6. There's a lot of people that after I left teaching kind of like, I bet I'm like blowing their minds right now.
Yeah.
They're like, well, how does George do this? But yeah, maybe 6. Maybe.
Yeah.
Yeah. How many people know for you?
Handful.
Yeah.
4 or 5. And I mean like the exact fucking amount. Like to the dollar.
And that's why I think she's lying. That's why I think it's way more than that. And then everyone came out and they were like 43 million. And she's really sitting back like, well, it was actually this. But, you know.
I mean, bro, I could tell you my experience. When Cam and Mace said how much the bonus was that they threw me, I had so many people reach out to me. And no one really knows the real number to it. But there were some people that I knew it pissed them off when they heard it. I was like, yo, it's actually more than that.
Believe it or not.
Believe it or not, it's actually way more than that. And then there's other people I'm like, nah, man. You know, it's just fabricated for this show. So like no one knows. But I do have a couple people in my life. And it's also people that I know they're also doing well. Yeah. There's no envy.
Yeah.
Like it's very funky, bro. Like I've told this many times before, man. The moment money gets involved, shit changes. Hell, even I love my parents, but they know there's some of the handful that know. And there are times, George, where I hate that they know how much I make. Because there's certain things where like, why are you short on money? Or why are you, it's like, bro, I'm living, I'm doing my thing. Like I'm enjoying myself. Like I owe no one money. I pay all my bills. I pay my taxes. I pay everything that I need to. Couple extra dollars. Yeah, I like to gamble. I like to go out. I like to eat nice. I like to splurge. I like sneakers. If I don't owe you any money, don't ask me what I'm doing with my money. That's just how I feel. Pocket watching, talk about that all the time. But I was just curious, like, what your experience is, because it gets funky, man. It gets funky. The moment I started making money on my own from the show, that's when a lot of fuckery started with the rest of the people I used to do the show with. And it wasn't even anything crazy, bro. And one of my friends was making way more than that. You know what I mean? So it's a weird dynamic, man. It's a weird dynamic. But I'm someone that I like putting things out there because I treat it like a challenge. When I say that I want to make $20 million a year off the show, I say that because like it's going to look really dope when it does happen. And I kind of feel like it is going to happen one day. And then it could be like, damn, bro, this motherfucker was saying it back in the day, you know? So it's like one of those. It's
also a badge of honor for freelancers and content creators. Like that is our end game, you know? Like it's for a lot of people like, bro, I can look up and see how much a dentist makes, you know? Like all these basic occupations, we roughly know how much people are making. But like when you're in an industry like this, you freelance, you own your own business.
Sure.
It's kind of like up in the air. And it's really like the only way of like socially telling people like, I'm not broke or I'm not, you know, what you think I am. And of course, like we're saying, sometimes it could be a facade. There's a lot of people that fake their funk for no reason. Like there's literally no reason, in my opinion, to present an image of yourself that completely contradicts what is actually happening on the back end. Like that lack of authenticity at times drives me crazy. And we all know those people.
Yeah. And I'll tell you this, man, last thing on this topic, and I would love for you guys to chime in. Let us know what you guys think about this entire conversation. It's very fascinating. A lot of you were interested in this conversation. My favorite thing about content creating is there's no ceiling. I never wanted to have a job where they were like, you're going to make $100,000 a year. And $100K is a lot of money. I'm not like one of these fucking morons that tell you, if you make $500,000, you're a piece of shit and you're not. It's like, what? Bro, $100K. The average American salary, $42,000. You're making double that, right? So like $100K, I have a lot of friends. They clock in, clock out. They're chilling with their 2 weeks vacation a year. They could take a couple PTOs. That for them is great. I didn't want that.
Yeah.
And I like that 2 years ago, I made X amount of money. Last year, I made Y amount of money. This year, I'm going to make 4 times that. Or shit went south, I'm going to make less than that. But I never wanted to have a job, bro, where it's like, I'm a hustler. I'm in. Let's do it. Let's try this. Let's experiment this. Let's take on this project, one-off deal for $500 or whatever. Like, I'll find a way to get it done. And I just never wanted to have a job that was like, you're only going to make $72,000 a year. Like, nah, bro. I want to make more than that. And if I'm capable of doing that, I will. So that's my favorite thing about content creating. And then also, like, dude, you work on different projects that don't interfere with this. I work on different projects that don't interfere with this. And when you finally understand that a lot of it is collaborating and one thing helps feed the other, you realize like, damn, bro, we all can eat and it's great. So that's just my rant on this entire conversation. Make your money however you want to make your money. You want to flash a little nipple or sell some feet pics?
Yeah.
Be my guest. Be my guest. But what you could also do, if you're making $43 million a year, you could join the Patreon for $1 American. We're not asking for too much. Patreon.com/veterans minimum. While we're here, we haven't even gotten to football. I'm very excited to talk football. It feels really good when you hit on a lot of your bets.
It does.
It's like you don't even need no performance enhancers. You don't need no dick pills. You're fucking locked and loaded, ready to go. You know what I'm saying? Shout out to the Patreon. Patreon.com/veterans minimum. Daniel Gibson, congrats once again on the helmet and on the sex. Mahul Patel, Thomas Robinson, Abel Rezin, Ben Coetzee, and Christopher Velasquez, Derek Plates, Devin Rendon, Dylan Chadwick, Jerry Shapiro, Jordan Riley, Mike Stevens, Nick Crummage. I fucking nailed that, bro. I was running out of breath there.
Yeah, I was about to say.
Whew.
Challenging yourself.
Challenging, bro. Challenging. Patreon.com/veterans minimum. Thank you all for your contributions. George.
Hit me with it.
Football time, bro.
Wild week of football.
Wild. Yes. Lead us off. What would you like to discuss on this fine week 13 fallout?
Okay, I just have to get this off my chest, and it's just a quick little college football rant. there was a huge amount of teams that were planting the flag in the middle of the field after they defeated their rival, like so away teams in a rivalry getting a victory. And the Michigan-Ohio State game led to people getting maced. So the brawl broke out, and it was so big that the fight literally got to the point, Nick, where it would like dissolve and then start back up again, then dissolve, then start back up again. And then it led to, like I said, kids getting maced. I saw a video today as it was happening that there was like a group of like 3 kids that were praying, and in the background, kids are just like getting socked and everything. So that happened like in all these other games too, where the team went and planted the flags in the middle of the field. I just want to shout out to college football. It's a dope rivalry. It's a sick tradition to see that happen. The only team that didn't allow it to happen was Texas. Texas won on the road, and instead of letting their players plant the flag, the head coach sent them back to the locker room and said, "That's not how we win." Is that bitch made?
Yes. I'm a believer. If you step on the field with me, or you step on the mat with me, you step in the cage with me, and we're in competition, the moment you step on the field, I have every single right to embarrass you and to destroy you physically, mentally, emotionally. And I also expect that.
Mm-hmm.
That's how I was raised. That's how I played sports. Like, dude, we're going out there to embarrass you. We're throwing on 4th down when we're up 30. We're going to pad the stats. We want to embarrass you. I want to ruin your entire weekend. You know I'm petty. I want to destroy you. I want you to think about it mid-stroke with your lady. Fuck, man, what an ass whooping I just took. That's how I played sports at any level. At any level. Now, there are times when, like, if I'm playing pickup basketball with my boys at the no, I'm not saying that. But, like, in any form of competition, when you step on the field, when you cross that line and you're on the field in a competitive environment, you give your opponent the right, and you should understand that this is what could happen to you also. Like, dude, I was on the field and we lost 42-0 in high school football at a homecoming game. We got fucking embarrassed. So I knew that, like, yo, this could also happen.
Correct.
And I hated it. I'm a sore winner and loser.
Right.
I'm a shake your hand and not look at you kind of thing.
Mm-hmm.
Right. So I'm cool with it, dude. I'm planting the flag. I'm fucking DX chomping the whole 9.
Steve Sarkisian definitely like missed the ball on that one. I also think it hurts him for recruiting. Like, you're Texas, like this, you're trying to reach eventually the level of rivalry that Ohio State and Michigan have, which, like I said, that felt like a rivalry at the very end of the game. For that to happen, for Michigan, a team that was a 23-point underdog, to win outright is insane. So Texas, you missed your chance there. That's where I wanted to start with this. Nick, there was so many storylines this week in the NFL. I felt like one of those OnlyFans girls, like, as the audience, like the NFL just doused us with all these storylines, and we just sat there. And if this is how these OnlyFans girls feel the day after, I mean, it's a tougher job than we think. Having to process all these storylines.
It's a lot of information.
It's a lot of information, dude. It was just coming from all over the place. There's college football here. They're planting flags over here. Justin Tucker's missing more field goals. Dude. Maybe we start with that for the NFL.
Yes. Fuck, man. What happened to him?
I think it's past the yips. I think we got to take him outside behind the barn, and it's over.
Damn.
It's over, Justin. There's plenty of kickers. Hey, I don't have time in a Super Bowl run to think that we can rely on you. You don't go from being automatic to then me having the ultimate faith in you when you have a average type year. You have about 4 weeks now. You take him out back, boom, and you get a new puppy. That's what's got to happen.
Damn, George.
I know it's fucked up, but it's good. It's better for his career.
Yeah.
I mean, do you want to end on top? Of course. But how tragic would your career look if on the biggest stage you go like 1 for 4 in a Super Bowl? then I don't look as bad now, do I?
Yeah, you know what's crazy about the Justin Tucker thing? And yeah, look, 7 points were left off the board for the Ravens. They lose to the Eagles in one of the games of the week. And I think the conversation is crazy because, you know, he's on the year, right? This is just this year. He is 19 of 27. From 40 to 49, he's 5 of 8. He's hit everything from 20 to 29, 30 to 39. 40 to 49, he's 5 of 8. 50 plus yarders, he's 4 of 9. He's actually hitting, he's 70% on the year. Career worse. The thing that I think gets magnified is that he's missing some of these kicks in big spots and big games, right? It's the Tua getting injured on primetime thing, where it's like, would it be as big of a headline and us clamoring for him to retire if he got hurt in the 10:15 a.m. Sunday week 8 window, as much as it is Amazon Prime Thursday Night Football? He does the T-Rex arms on the 50-yard line. That also plays into it too, right? That's why it's the standalone factor, the primetime factor, that plays a role in it too. And like, dude, this was America's game of the week. They had the #1 broadcast on there, and he misses these field goals. And this is a guy who, like, of this generation is the #1 kicker.
Yeah, dude. I had a clip when we first ever met each other. It was like that summer we went over Madden ratings, and I was like, how is Justin Tucker not a 99? How times have changed. The part that and why I feel validated in what I'm saying is, once a kicker is to the point where when he kicks it, he's starting to give himself the verbal yap, like he starts talking to himself. Justin Tucker does that after every one of his misses now. You could see him like, he's like, oh my God, I can't believe I did that again. Justin Tucker of the past, you kick that, you analyze, you reflect, he walks off with his head held high. He's at the point now, bro, where he's so far gone in his own head that maybe the competition will, I don't know, revive his career and like ability to hit kicks in big moments. For kickers, it's a very tough thing. Like, I don't know. I almost don't want you to show up to practice for a week, as wild as it sounds. You've kicked tens of thousands of balls. If you skip a week, I promise you, you will be fine if you come in a day before stretch and get ready to rock. Maybe he's got to get away. A separate bye week. This is where John Harbaugh, let's see how good of a coach you really are. Okay? He's going through like a Dennis Rodman moment. Send him to Vegas. Come back. Justin Tucker's a new man.
You know, I think it ties into something else too. I think it's just, bro, when a dude has confidence, there's an aura around him and in any field, right? And then when there's a little bit of a chink in the armor, it plummets bad. And that's what I think is happening with Justin Tucker. You see it a lot with UFC fighters. Like, bro, Conor McGregor was the most confident fighter probably ever. Then he gets stopped. Then he gets stopped again. And now he's shot, right? Happens with kickers in any level. Like, once you reach a certain amount of success and you put time into something, you start to carry yourself in a different light. I'll use me as an example. I don't think anyone could tell me anything in this space about what it is I'm doing. Stubborn? Sure. Arrogant? Possibly. Confident? Overly. Because I put in almost a decade in this stuff and the people I work with and the feedback I get from people. But bro, once that goes, it's a sad fate when you look at a guy like, damn, bro, you used to be the man.
Yeah.
The fuck happened?
And kickers are so vital to postseason success. You really cannot have this level of confidence going this late in the season. And that's why I'm saying, hey, maybe I was being a little irrational. For you people to listen on audio, I was doing execution of Justin Tucker's career. But maybe we don't do that and we go get somebody from the UFL and we, reinvigorate his love for kicking. Maybe he needs that competition. Like how Aaron Rodgers felt when they drafted Jordan Love. You need a little bit of,
Yeah.
You're not the only person around here.
Yeah. And look, he missed 2 field goals on Sunday. Career high 8 field goals missed this season. And again, I think that he set the bar so high And dude, I was talking about it a couple weeks ago, bro. The fucking Younghoe Koo missed another like under 40-yard field goal. I'm more worried about my kicker attempting a 37-yard field goal than a 57-yard field goal. Times have fucking changed. It's crazy. But, dude, even after PATs, I think one thing that the NFL did that's really dope is it used to be if you're like watching at your crib and a touchdown gets scored, you're like, all right, I'll go use the bathroom now. Now it's like, I got to watch this fucking PAT, bro.
Yeah.
Look at the Commanders a couple weeks ago.
Mm-hmm.
So excited. McLaurin breaks this 80-something yard touchdown. They missed the PAT. Now it's become must-see TV, the PAT, because you don't know what the fuck happens. And in the end, it's still a 33-yard field goal attempt.
Yeah.
It's crazy. It's made the game a lot more volatile. To your point, I think the kickers have become very expendable also. Like, dude, you miss. I need next guy in. Next guy in.
I mean.
And we're in such a now society across the board. It's like, bro, you were dope 4 years ago. You were the man. Now, like, what the fuck, dude?
Mm-hmm.
What the
They
fuck?
score too much, Nick.
Yeah.
They are the highest scoring players in the NFL weekly. And when you think about it that way, you're like, yeah, I don't think that we should be wasting our time on somebody you say missed 8 kicks. It's 21 points. Look at the Ravens record and all those one-score games. Like, you can make up a couple of losses there. So, yeah, it's time to get some new fresh blood, and having 2 kickers on the staff too, you know, moving forward, because you miss one to start the game. I would pull you out. Think about the luxury of that.
Yeah. No, listen, man. I feel you on that. A lot of championships have been won and lost because of special teams. The most underrated and in certain situations the most important unit on the field. Because they could flip games, they could flip field possession. I mean, bro, the Chicago Bears in 2006 went to the Super Bowl because of fucking Devin Hester and their special teams.
Yep.
Changes the entire dynamic. We always talk offense and defense, but special teamers definitely need a lot of love and credit as well.
What else from this weekend, dude?
I mean, bro, do you think we can skip over the fact that my running back is now minus 500 to win Offensive Player of the Year?
It's amazing, huh? It's amazing that to be at this point in time in the season, 4 weeks left.
Yep.
Nick, we're sitting pretty right now.
Just stay healthy. It's
Just
what
stay
I
healthy.
said.
Hey,
When he played the Packers and he did what he did in that first game, I just said, football gods, I've been very good. My team sucks. I don't ask for much. Just let him play 17 games. That's all I ask for. Amen. Just play 17 plus 3,000 to now minus 500. I'm going for a three-peat. I've correctly picked the last 3 Offensive Players of the Year. We still need to let this finish out. I feel really good about it. The bigger conversation now is, can he win the MVP? I know we briefly had this conversation last week. I don't think he could.
explain why.
I think that the more I understand football and I see how it is, it's hard for it not to be the quarterback. Right now, Josh Allen, who we also said was going to win MVP, plus 900 at the beginning of the year, he's now minus 250 to win MVP. So my MVP pick and Offensive Player of the Year picks are both heavily favored to win them. The quarterback just touches the ball so much more. Their influence on the game is so much more. It's just hard for me to see another player win it. Now, for Barkley to win MVP, he got to break the rushing record, which I think he needs like 620 something yards to do so. I love how Jalen Hurts is like, he's my vote. He got my vote. Jalen, it'd be nice if he had fucking 7 more touchdowns. Maybe he's in the conversation to break the LT record.
Yeah.
That's what it would take, right? It would take you doing something crazy like that. I have a deeper question than this. Is it possible for there to be an MVP that's not a quarterback we haven't seen this since Adrian Peterson, but my stance was I think Cooper Kupp was the MVP in 2021. Hell, I even think if not Dak Prescott, I think it should have been McCaffrey last year. Why do you think it's become so quarterback driven, the NFL MVP award?
Well, I think it comes down to tickets sold, and the NFL has to prioritize their prize possession. And I think it comes to the point that a lot of these quarterbacks dominate the headlines, and once they dominate the headlines, then they're more likely to just get these awards just based on the way that they're publicly perceived. If you're a player and your public perception is like middle of the road, you're more than likely not going to, get the votes needed to win awards. Saquon fits into this category now, and I'll almost attribute it to this. Saquon, if he does win MVP, needs to thank HBO's Hard Knocks, because if it wasn't for that and the validation from NFL ownership of his true value and potential and how much it hurt the Giants to lose him, that's the reason why he's now the hero. It almost felt like he was this starved kid and he finally got fed. Literally, like they are doing a great job of making sure that Saquon Barkley is at least in the conversation. Now, will their game plan continue to look the way it has these past weeks? I don't know. Right? You also, as a smart coach, what would you be saying right now? That's awesome that you're playing great up until this point. I'm going to have you play great in January now. You're going to be down to 13 to 15 carries. We're going to avoid you having to pass block, and we're going to be very calculated with your efforts from here on out. That is another reason as to why these quarterbacks naturally just win that award, because your best talent will get pulled back playtime wise, or at least the amount of targets they receive.
No, I totally agree with you, man. It's right now the top 5 favorites: Josh Allen, Saquon Barkley, Jared Goff, Lamar Jackson, and I don't understand why, but Pat Mahomes. I think it's just a record, but he's not an MVP candidate.
No.
Third in the league in interceptions. I think the bar has been set so high for him that, like,
it's a Justin Tucker situation.
Bingo, right? It's LeBron James. We got to pick someone else because we know what he is and what he's done, right? So, yeah. I think if they would have went undefeated, then you have that conversation. But all year I was saying, like, yo, he's not an MVP, bro. He kind of had Daniel Jones numbers through 5 weeks, but they were 5-0. It's very telling because this guy got cut, released, and he's on a different team now. So, yeah, I think it's Josh Allen's to lose. I think it's Saquon's to lose. If these guys just stay healthy, I think, to your point, it's the narrative, bro. It's the same reason why I picked Mahomes to win MVP 2 years ago, because he lost Tyreek Hill. The same thing with Josh Allen. Oh, it's his staff. They're not as good. Their win total was lower than years past. We love the Jets. Consensus to make noise. We thought Miami could maybe be a sleeper team. No Diggs, no Gabe Davis. Lost like 280 targets. And what does he do? He gets all these guys that now, like Shakir, leads the league in like yards after catch or yards after contact. It's one of those two.
Yeah.
Every third down goes to him. They're implementing Amari Cooper now. Mac Hollins, for as wacky of a character he is, walking around barefoot and shit. Have you ever seen the social media stuff with him?
Did not see that.
That's out of control. But scores touchdowns, comes up big. They have the 2 tight end system there. They got James Cook in the backfield, who, by the way, trust me, 10-3 on the year. If you go and watch that video that we posted, it's like I had a crystal ball. The Bills beat the shit out of bad teams. The Niners are no longer a good team. They haven't been a good team all year. We need to stop. The quicker you could jump off the bandwagon, oh, dude, it's the Niners. No, it's not. It's not the Niners from last year, bro. The season from hell. I said they were toast a couple weeks ago. A lot of red flags. You look at the guys that have missed time this year. Brock Purdy, McCaffrey, Debo, Ayuk, Kittle, Bosa, Trent Williams.
Yeah.
Jordan Mason's hurt now too, bro.
No, bro, if I was on the 49ers right now and I knew my contract was extended past this year, Trent Williams saw the snow, bro, and said, I'm staying. I'm staying home.
Dude.
Like, do you blame him?
Yeah, I mean, bro, listen, they went through the season through hell they're going through, right? And James Cook ran wild yesterday. He had a monster game. One of the big reasons why I liked the Bills in that spot, -6.5. It was awesome. I don't want to give the Bills defense too much credit in that game because it was just a sloppy performance by the Niners. But also like their defense is very opportunistic, right? Like they got Matt Milano back.
That's the big piece.
Big piece there. Russo, he's been balling. They've been waiting for him to have that monster performance. And look, bro, I think they're a team that they're going to be a problem. They're going to be a problem. Quarterback Josh Allen passed Hall of Famer Jim Kelly for the most touchdowns in franchise history. One of 4 players to ever throw, receive, and catch a touchdown.
You know who else is on that list?
Who?
Taysom Hill.
Yeah?
Damn straight he is.
Your
bro.
boy.
Come on now.
Hey.
If I'm...
You're right. That's your boy. He got hurt too. Did you see that?
That's why the Saints lost. Just when... Bro,
Yeah.
the Rizzler was literally force feeding him the ball, dude.
Yeah.
Oh, it was awesome.
It was good. But dude,
Ran him into the ground.
I really think this is an important note for football fans and for sports bettors in any sport. The quicker you could be objective with a team that has either made you a lot of money or you root for, the better it'll be for your pockets. The 49ers are not the same team because of all the injuries, because of now the tape on Brock Purdy. There's that conversation now, like, oh my God, this guy's going to get $60 million. What do? You like Brock Purdy when he's making punter money. When he's making 60 M's, you're like,
no, I'm telling you, bro, they're about to get a new quarterback.
You've been on this.
I'm telling you, it's because when it's the season from hell and you honestly have to do some real evaluation. I mean, you can't keep all those studs. And I think, why not just try to replicate the model? Let's just get a quarterback that's really good at handing stretch and find the next Trent Williams, and we'll be fine. And, if it doesn't work out, then, you at least gave it your best effort with the cheap method. But if the cheap method gets you there, and if you build your team right, like you really just need a game manager. I just need my quarterback to hand the ball off, be a stand-up citizen, and not throw interceptions.
Yeah.
I don't need anything else. I literally could care less. Honestly, like you just have to be good at those 3 things. And, you can win a lot of people over.
Yeah.
Staying
on this topic with injuries, you know how before you were talking about the flag planting and how, kind of don't like it. You know what drives me crazy in sports? Next man up.
Oh, my. Yeah.
Hey, you know what? No, it's not possible for the next man to step up. You know why? Because he's not worth $50 million. For a reason, right? Nick Bosa's not in there. Oh, next man up, step up and, fill in the shoes. Like, no, you can't because you're not worth $35 million. There's a reason why. Next man up fucking drives me crazy. There's a reason why certain teams allocate a significant amount of money to one position and one player over another. Because why? Because he's worth that much. So next man up is fucking dumb. No, when I have my 9 Pro Bowlers out, it's going to be a hit on the team. And the fact that the Bills are -6.5, that should have been in this economy of the fucking season, bro.
Yeah, I know.
Thank God we put the trust me and we put the video out. I'm so proud of that. But like, bro, those are the kind of games, like, especially when it started snowing. Oh, dude.
Yeah,
it was a wrap. It was a wrap. Like, there was no way that game was going to be close at all, especially once you saw Josh Allen was feeling it. And James Cook had like close to 100 scrimmage yards in the first quarter. The next man up shit. It drives me crazy, George. In any sport, it's like, oh, Kyrie Irving and Kevin Love are out. Next man up. It's like, no, bro. It's fucking 2 all pros. All NBA guys are not in the lineup. So it's not next man up.
Yeah.
There's a reason why they are who they are.
It's tough. Yeah. I mean, it's coach talk. Sometimes I get so sick of coach talk that it drives me nuts. I would actually, that would be a subscription package that I would definitely purchase. Like if you were able to like listen to just the coach's Monday morning meeting. Like I would love to hear that, because if they're, still next man upping like these people, and they're not, driving home the fact that if you're not perfect this week, we are going to lose by 1,000, it'll tell me a lot about my franchise. Oh, that would be the ultimate handicap, hearing the coach's Monday morning meeting, because it's so true. You got to hear how the message is being relayed, because to us, yeah, next man up is laughable.
So dumb, bro. It's so dumb. What else do you want to talk about?
Well, we could talk about how Aziz Al-Shires.
Ooh, you were fired up about this.
And Trevor Lawrence. All you people that are writing negative comments about Aziz Al-Shires' hit on Trevor Lawrence, saying that it was a dirty tackle, saying that this should be out of football. Are you dumb? Like, we love football for its incredible violence. You get to see collisions every Sunday. By the way, a lot worse than what Trevor Lawrence had done to him. Repeatedly, hundreds of times, all over the country. And that is why the football industry dominates sports. It is American football as far as entertainment value, and then you could put in soccer or whatever. That's going to piss off a lot of people on the videos. Who gives a fuck? Why are you guys so upset about Trevor Lawrence slides legitimately? If you slow the video down, he slid 3 yards in front of Aziz Al-Shires, already lunging at him. What do you want him to do? And a shoulder or forearm to the head is honestly not necessarily the worst. We've seen plenty where the helmet connects to the helmet. But like, bro, people got to cool it with this. If we don't, it was, to call this a dirty play is asinine to me. It's just like, it's one of those plays where it's like, football's crazy as fuck, isn't it? Like, this is wild. This is why these people get paid what they get paid. And Trevor Lawrence, let's slide just earlier next time. Or how about you, I don't know, make a play downfield. You guys are 2-10.
Yeah.
Like,
well, I agree with a lot of what you're saying. I think the reaction to that play is also who hit him.
Correct.
This guy has a little bit of a reputation for being a dirty player or a cheap shot artist. Remember, this guy was flagged earlier this season for a hit on Caleb Williams that went uncalled, but then they reviewed it after and said that it should have been. He got ejected from this game. He hit Tony Pollard late out of bounds. So he kind of has that reputation. He's a hell of a player.
Yeah.
D'Amico Ryans was very upset because he also has coined him as one of the leaders on the defenses.
Yeah.
I think it's your reputation, right? If you start having that reputation like Vontaze Burfict, dude couldn't do anything at one point because it's like personal foul because you got that rep of being a dirty player. So that's why I think a lot of that.
I'm going to be honest though, as a linebacker, badge of honor. You guys terrified of me destroying you?
Yeah.
That's going to make you think about catching the ball coming across the middle.
No, listen,
that's why to me, it's like, it's a violent game. And for all you soft ass fucking people that can't understand that this happens every single week, start writing it every week, right? Have your little comments fucking preset to, this was a little too dangerous. This player was a dirty player. Get over yourself, bro.
Yeah. No, I feel you, bro. I feel you. Like, this is what you signed up to play, right? And, also, I remember having this conversation with Will Blackman when I used to do the show with him. And he's like, bro, you have no idea how, like, the game has changed so much that if I see you coming over the middle and I want to hit you in this one particular spot that's like the safety zone, and then you just, like, huddle down, now it's eliminated that. Now I'm hitting you to the head. I wasn't aiming to, but now you're ducking into that. And like, bro, that was a bang, bang play also.
Uh-huh.
And I think like Was it dirty? Yeah, I could have done without the forearm, but I get like it's such a quick reaction. But I think a lot of that has to do with your reputation. If you have a reputation for being a piece of shit on the field, you're probably going to get flagged for that, right? It was like when Ron Artest was playing. At one point, a regular foul was a flagrant 2 ejection because you have that reputation, bro.
If I was the owner of a franchise, if I don't have 3 to 5 of those guys, we're fucked.
Yeah.
We're fucked. How soft of an you'll be known as a soft organization.
Yeah, you need
so
those.
You're either going to have the dogs or people are going to call you soft. Pick.
Yeah. No, I feel you, bro.
Yeah.
I feel you on that. I kind of want to stay with this game though, because I got to give both of us some good credit. You know, if we could pat ourselves on the back. Right? Come on.
Did chest yesterday's. It's kind of tough.
There we go.
Pat on the shoulder.
A couple weeks ago, we said to bet the Bucks to win the division at plus 500. They're now plus 110. When they were 1-4, I said bet the Rams to win the division, bet the Rams to win the playoffs, to make the playoffs. Now, the Rams, George, are plus 250 to win the division. They are plus 110 to make the playoffs. Can I float this crazy idea to you?
Okay.
And it's going to suck and it's going to be frustrating. Because for every one great play Anthony Richardson makes with the Colts, there's 7 that follow, and you're like, is he going to the XFL?
Yeah.
It's really dumb. But then he makes that throw week 1. He runs over somebody. The read option with him and Taylor looks deadly, especially inside the red zone. When they get inside the 5, I'm like, this is 6. I'm blown away when it isn't. They're 10-1 to win the South. Right now, in the South, the Texans are 8-5. The Colts are 6-7. Now the Colts would need to make up 3 games because they lost both games to the Texans. However, home Miami, at Kansas City, home Baltimore. That's in 10 days for the Texans, and then on the road to end the year against the Titans. That's the Texans' next 4 games. The Colts have at Denver, then home Tennessee, at Giants, home Jaguars. I think we bet the Colts to win the division at 10-1, and then we bet the money line on the Broncos when they play them in 2 weeks because the Colts are going on a bye.
Right.
As a hedge opportunity there. Because if they win that game, they're winning out, and I think the Texans are about to spiral. I think the Texans lose every game from here on out until the Titans game.
Wow.
And I think if that happens, the Colts win the division at 10-1. And I'm telling you, I'm going to make this bet, and it's going to be frustrating when Anthony Richardson does the Anthony Richardson stuff that I just mentioned. But I think 10-1, bro, the Colts defensively, they got this dude, Nick Cross, on defense. Fucking baller. They got some really good
name.
I mean, the name, yeah. Like, you have my name. You're gonna be. If you have my name or if you wear number 10, it's impossible to be trash. Like, it's like in the sports Bible, bro. You can't be trash if you wear number 10 or if your name is Nick. And like, yo, bro, he's been balling. They got a couple guys on defense that have been balling. Look, they don't have any big name players, but they're a solid team, bro. They're a very solid team. And I was just looking at it, man. 10-1 for them to win the South. It's definitely a very intriguing play for me. Thoughts on that?
I love it because even if he fucks up, you got Joe Flacco. So, and I know we saw the Flacco experiment at the beginning of the year, but it's not a December Flacco is elite. No stats to back me up here. You just know. Joe Flacco is the exact backup you want to have in that situation. 10-1 is nuts, but we thought that, you know, when the Buccaneers were when the Falcons were minus 900 to win the division, the Buccaneers seemed really far-fetched in the South. So why not? You have to have that perfect situation, right? The Texans, if they win any games, then it's pretty much done.
But they have that wacky schedule here where December 15th, they play Miami. Then they play the Saturday game against the Chiefs. And then they play on Christmas, the Netflix game against Baltimore. And like, bro, that's 10 3 games in 10 days. That's a ton, bro.
Yeah.
And there's a team that already looks kind of shaky.
Yeah.
Like, bro, if Trevor Lawrence don't get knocked out that game, I think they lose. And then I think we're looking at plus 600 for the Colts to win the division. So
I remember the Titans handled them a week ago.
Yeah, man. And look, I just think that the next 3 games, and that's why the hedge opportunity will be when the Colts play the Broncos. That's going to be the spot where you bet the Broncos there on the money line as a hedge, because if they win that game, and mind you, that's a monster game, dude, because at the time that we're recording, the Monday Night Football game is still going on. I don't know if the Broncos won that game against the Browns, but the Broncos are one of the teams that the Colts...
Yeah, they're winning right now 34-32.
Who is...
2 minutes left.
Denver?
Yeah.
Denver's winning, right?
But Jameis has the ball, game-winning drive.
Jameis, bro. The Jameis experience, you're going to get it all. But Denver and the Colts are they're going to be going for that 7th seed, right? So that's a monster game. So I just think it's something that jumped out to me. I like making these late. We did the Deer Buffalo thing last year, right? And they went on a run. I bet them to win the division, and they were like plus 400. Then I bet them to win the AFC, and then the Super Bowl, crazy, like 30-1, and then 60-1. And this was the roadmap. This is what you needed to do. So I kind of like that one.
No,
and like, yo, I'm monitoring what's happening in Atlanta. 2 weeks ago, I tried to tell you. It's over, bro. Kirk is done. It's time to throw in Michael Penix.
Bring in the lefty.
He's
ready for it.
It'll be a spark for the team. Kirk Cousins has not been good this year. He duped everyone with 3 monster games against Tampa Bay and against Dallas. You remove his numbers in those games, I've already ranted about this. He's below average. And I don't like it. I don't like it whatsoever. I think he's holding the team back. And then you look at Tampa Bay on the other side, like, bro, he's not going to win MVP, but fucking Baker Mayfield is such a dog, bro.
Yeah. His fourth quarter, like, he's the definition of when your Madden player hits his, like, hot streak.
Yeah.
And he gets, it's like game breaker, bro. Yeah. Like, you can get blindsided by the D, and he still would break the sack and get the first down.
Bro, I think because I want to tie both those things in, right? Because we were talking about Tampa Bay to win the division a couple of weeks ago. They went in overtime to Carolina. Ursulita was Carolina plus 6.5, like that. I even had a little sprinkle on them to win on the money line. But I think Tampa Bay is ascending. Atlanta's descending, and that's why I think they need to make a change to Michael Penix. And the more I was thinking about it, Kirk Cousins got signed, and then the draft was 6 weeks later. They had to have seen something with him.
Yeah.
Right? If you're a quarterback now over the age of 35 and you tear your Achilles, it's been rough for the 2 guys that are recovering from Achilles surgery, Aaron Rodgers and Kirk Cousins. But I think if you're Atlanta, you need to make this change. See what you have here with Michael Penix. I think it'll be a spark for the offense. And he's just holding them back, bro. He's just holding them back. And if you're the Falcons front office, if you don't decide to make this change, I think it's a fireable offense. I really think it's a fireable offense where you spent the first round pick on someone, gave him all this money, and you're not gonna
play him.
I think it's a fireable offense.
Fireable offense for who? The owners? There's a clear disconnect between the coaching staff and the owners. So the owners, I feel, get final say, or else, the owner will walk down before the game starts and fire Raheem on the spot. That's the unfortunate reality of a lot of teams in the NFL. They kind of have to follow the pecking order. Now, that could have been direct orders that Kirk Cousins, no matter how bad he is, we will keep him in there because I won't look stupid. And that's where, franchises go to die. The Falcons have been really bad ever since Julio, but it's neither here nor there. They think that they're on the right path with Bijan, but Bijan's gone before you know it. It'll be a free Bijan campaign unless they make the switch, and it's incredible. And I think that might happen.
And dude, to your point, he had 102 yards and a touchdown. Kirk Cousins threw 4 interceptions. Young Wei Koo missed a field goal. And he's just been over his last 3 games. He has as many touchdowns as you do on Sunday.
That's nuts.
0.
7? What? Oh.
Kirk Cousins.
Yeah,
He's thrown 0 touchdowns and 6 interceptions over his last 3 games. And I think it's just
Trash.
Yeah.
Trash.
I don't think he's been
Thumbs
good.
down for Kirk.
And like, yo, they have a pretty good team, man. I like their weapons on offense, and they should have won that game against the Chargers. Chargers look pretty shaky too. Not having Dobbins, I think, changed a lot of things for them.
Yeah.
And they should have lost that game. So our Bucks to win the division bet is looking very juicy.
Yeah. I mean, it was looking very rough there for a second. I mean, like out of nowhere, Bryce Young is. He proved me wrong. I definitely was sliding Bryce Young last week. We're talking about, the way he dissected the Chiefs was just because they ran man-to-man pressures. Nah, he actually plays pretty legit now. He looks more comfortable. And, quarterback in the NFL is 100% of timing and a guessing game, especially when you're as small as he is. I think he finally had a second to reflect and is like, I just need to commit to these throws now. And that was a very scary game. But I love the Buccaneers, dude. Bucky Irving.
Yeah.
Rookie of the Year candidate. I mean, if it wasn't for, all these quarterbacks, lots of good rookies this year.
Lots of good
Pretty good draft class.
Yeah. Real quick, I want to just stay on the Bryce Young thing because I couldn't agree with you more. And I was talking about it last week, how it was very telling that he went toe-to-toe with Mahomes, who's the alpha of all alphas in the NFL. And going back to the conversation we were having earlier, bro, about confidence. He looked like a dude that had his confidence was shot. And then yesterday he's doing
Yep.
right? He's doing that. He's dancing. He looks like he's back at Alabama. Bro, he made one throw on the sideline. It was dropped. But I was like, that shit was fucking crazy that he made that throw, right?
Mm-hmm.
And I think that him getting benched did him well. I think Dave Canales is doing an amazing job with him last couple of weeks. They're losing these games, but bro, they're getting into shootouts.
Yeah.
They're losing respectable, right?
Correct.
They're not losing by 40
Correct.
like they did the first couple of weeks.
Mm-hmm.
And I think if you're a Panthers fan, bro, believe it or not, that trade, though, there's still a lot to be discussed, but it don't look as bad as it did week 7, where you're like, yo, this is the worst trade ever.
Mm-hmm.
All the stuff you mortgaged to get Bryce Young. And look, they've already said that, yo, you know what? We're going to rally behind this guy. We're not drafting a quarterback next year. And that's good. His confidence is going to skyrocket. We've been talking about confidence a lot on this show.
Yeah, bro.
And now he's going to go in there and be like, all right, man, if I throw 2 interceptions, I'm not going to get benched. I don't got to worry about that. Let the guy play. I think he's improved a lot. And I think if they could continue to build this momentum to close out the year, I think it's a good future for Carolina just moving forward. I'm not saying Super Bowls, but I'm saying
yeah.
all right, this is going to be
the
a team
NFC
that
South will, have 4
maybe I'm a year
competitive
early.
teams.
Maybe a year early on the Panthers to win the South.
I don't blame you on that. I definitely I like a lot of other teams in the South moving forward in their outlook, but with a young quarterback, that they got some serious potential. There's I mean, can I jump to a game that we have to get to, and if not, it'll be like, what the fuck do we do?
Sure.
I'm the biggest idiot in the world for thinking that the Chiefs were going to embarrass the Raiders. Okay. I really do. After watching just even the first quarter, it is going against every rule that I mentally have as far as in division, double digit underdogs. You blindly take it.
Or bro, don't even add this too. We've been talking about don't bet Mahomes over a touchdown favorite.
And you just think that they're motivated on a whole nother level. Like they're motivated the way you would be motivated. Like I thought the Chiefs would feel some type of way with the way that people have discussed them, or at least the Raiders fans have discussed them and this rivalry that they have. I thought it was going to be a little extra zhuzh. And I thought Isaiah Pacheco would definitely get the rock a lot more than he did. And I think that's going to be something that you see. I mean, I would like to see the workload increase for your boy. But I mean, let's just get down to the nuts and bolts of it. Do you think that it was a false start or an illegal procedure on the Raiders?
So I've been seeing this conversation get floated around. You know what I chalk that up to be? Bad teams being bad, bro. When you suck and you're bad, you're going to find a way to lose in different ways. And I've seen it with the Giants, see it with the Raiders. You see it with bad teams. That juju is just going to be around you. Shout out to Aiden O'Connell. I think he balled out. Bigger shout out to Brock Bowers. Kind of reminds me of Puka last year. He's not going to win Offensive Rookie of the Year, but fuck, he should get some votes.
Yeah.
He should get some votes because
10 receptions, 141 touchdown.
Bro, he has been...
And that's weekly.
And he's been unbelievable, right? He's on pace for 119 catches, 1,252 yards, 6 touchdowns in 17 games. If he reaches those marks, he'd set single season records for receptions by a tight end, rookie or not. Like, this is... And that's what I'm saying, right? And yes, it's because I bet it last year, and it was a hell of a call that he was 35-1 and he didn't win it. But if you're a rookie and you set not one, but 2 records that no rookie has set before, you're the Offensive Rookie of the Year, bro. Most catches, most yards by a rookie, Puka had. CJ Stroud kind of fizzled out the last 6 weeks. But again, first impression, lasting impression, you had a 5.5 win total. You make the playoffs, you win your division. That's why you get it. But I think Bowers, I think Ladd McConkey, bro. This guy, dude, the Chargers had like 100.
Bro, he's the definition of possession catch. He catches the ball and drops before the ball is even fully in his hands.
Bro,
it's amazing.
They had the Chargers offense, that is, they had like 187 yards total. McConkey had like 115. He's completely made Justin Herbert forget about Keenan Allen in the check down because you knew how special that connection was with him and with the Chargers. He comes in there like, yo, 3rd and 7, where's McConkey? As a rookie, that's impressive. So shout out to McConkey, shout out to Bowers. These guys have been balling, man. And they're not going to win the award, but I think that for what they've done for their teams, I think both of them are set at their position moving forward. And to your point, bro, I just think that the Raiders are just going to find different ways to lose games. And that's what I think that was on Friday when they lost. But Bowers, bro, like Bowers is... Bet him anytime plus 310. Almost hit a monster bet if Kelsey would have scored a touchdown.
Yeah.
But he's been balling, man. He's been balling. So I like that you brought that up.
For sure. I mean, that's definitely a lot of what the controversy was, but it wasn't the biggest controversy of those, Thanksgiving Day games and the Black Friday game. I mean, to start out with the Lions defeating the Bears 23-20 in what was... I describe it to people as the most cringe 30 seconds of football that I've ever watched. I've never, ever, ever seen this lack of incompetence in my life. And it shows. I mean, Eberflus is fired as of, when was it? Monday, or was it today? No. It was Friday.
I think it was over the weekend. I think it was the next
Friday.
day.
It was Friday. It was Friday. I'm tripping with all. It feels like we had multiple Saturdays this week.
Yeah, for sure.
So, yeah, he gets fired the very next day after having his little press conference and whatever. But whenever the coach says that was the game plan and every other player says that, no, like we did all we could as players, that's the reason why we lost today. You're always going to get fired after that. And first time in Bears history that they fire a coach mid-season. So do you think that this is going to help course correct the Bears? Or are they one of those just cursed franchises?
I believe that this guy was doomed from the beginning. I don't like not having an offensive mind for my young quarterback. Look at your boy Bo Nix. You know why he's thriving? He has Sean Payton. You know why Mahomes thrived when he first got there? He had Andy Reid. McVay with Jared Goff. If you have a young quarterback, I need an offensive mind. You know who else said this on the show yesterday? Michael Irvin on It Is What It Is. And I was in the control room with Antoine. I'm like, I didn't win no Super Bowls. I could have told you that. Like when you get established and you're 10 years into the league, yeah, go get a Rex Ryan who's a defensive genius. Do that. I'm cool with that. Go get a D'Amico Ryans. But early on, I need my young quarterback to have an offensive mind. And that's what I think the problem is with Chicago. I think it was the bad hire. I hate when it's the GM is in place and then the quarterback is in place and then the head coach gets implemented in there because now, well, the GM picked the head coach, but the head coach didn't pick the quarterback. Unless you have an established guy like Justin Herbert, Harbaugh couldn't be like, this isn't the guy I want. It's like, well, he's a $250 million quarterback. There's not many of them out there. He's a top 10 talent. Fucking figure it out, bro. Right. But when you have these questionable guys, like, nah, bro, this is what happens. Your GM hires a head coach who then drafts a quarterback. That's the pipeline of success. And I just think that they were doomed, bro. They were doomed. I'll tell you this much. Early preview from my Monday winner. If all the players are ecstatic that you got fired and they're posting all these like celebratory tweets and shit, like, yeah, I'm probably going to bet you next week, right? The coach fired theory and all that going in there. And they play San Francisco, who's already beaten and battered. So I like this spot for Chicago, but it's not a surprise. I don't think they're cursed. I just think that, Caleb has been playing well the last couple of games, man.
Yeah.
I really think that the Hail Mary kind of altered their season. But again, I've defended him with all the antics and the outfits and the nail polish and all that shit. It's like, yo, bro, if you play well, no one's going to give a fuck. But when you struggle, you're going to get heat for it. And I think that second half, he really balled out against the Lions. And then just like awful play calling. And I think I'd give him a pass because he's still young. That wouldn't happen with Mahomes. Mahomes would just call the timeout on his own. And be like, yo, what the fuck are we doing?
Yeah.
You know what I mean? But he's young enough where I give him a pass. But I just didn't like that pairing.
Do you think it was also the Bears did this on purpose to get the coach fired? I know that's like thinking like way too, like, of course they didn't do this, but how hilarious. Like you see Eberflus over there just struggling to figure out what to do. And he's panicking on the sideline. And the Bears players are just like, the smile slowly starts to grow on their face as they know this was enough to get you fired. Hard Knocks, 2 for 2 this year. Joe Shane, is he still?
Yeah, he's still there for now.
Oh, well, not for long. The Hard Knocks curse.
Yeah.
Aaron Rodgers, boom, down.
Hey, let me tell you this,
Robert's
bro.
Law, gone.
Any team out there, pay whatever it takes to make Mike Vrabel your coach.
It's well worth it.
That guy, bro, I saw this dope TikTok and it was like, hey, Dad, how good were the 2021 Titans? And it shows like 31-3 against the Chiefs. Smoked this team, smoked that team with Ryan Tannehill. Like, it might have not been 2021, but like that era where they went to the AFC title game, it's like, bro, no one has done more with less than Mike Vrabel.
Marcus Mariota.
Dude, yeah, bro. Like, this guy is, if I had best case scenario, that's my number one head coach that's available right now. Like, this dude, no nonsense guy. Players love him. He left Tennessee because, like, yeah, they're doing a complete rebuild, right?
Mm-hmm.
But, bro, that is top head coach that I would want. It's Mike Vrabel. I don't want Belichick, to be honest with you.
No,
he's in his 70s now.
And football's past him.
I'm good. I want Vrabel.
Yeah.
I want Vrabel. If I had a chance to pick a head coach to move me forward, I think he's a guy that could be at a new place for a decade. And look at what he's done, bro. He did that with Ryan Tannehill. He had Malik Willis take the Chiefs into overtime on the road. Guy threw the ball 4.5 times. Like, this guy is the best available head coach right now. And I think what he did was like, yo, bro, you know what? I'm going to fall back. I don't really like any of these jobs. There's 6 to 7 new jobs every year.
Mm-hmm.
Every year. Oh, let me wait. Let me
play the game that we play in the offseason.
Yeah,
which job would be the most appealing? He listens to VM and he's like, I'm going to go with them.
Yeah.
John Gruden not being on the top of your list is kind of...
Man, you know where John Gruden fucked up? Not the emails. That was terrible.
Correct.
But also, why'd you leave Monday Night Football? You're making $12 million a year, bro. And you were going to be the voice of Monday Night Football?
Yeah.
And if not Monday night, Amazon or
It's
Sunday
intoxicating to win football games.
It has
He's
to be.
just
It has to be like, yeah,
bro,
for sure.
it's literally like it's us hitting a 50-1 bet. And he gets a chance to do it 18 weeks out of the year.
Yeah.
If they make the playoffs more.
Nah, but talking about a guy who the game maybe might have passed him, could have been.
I don't know. He does the breakdowns now that are pretty legitimate.
Yeah.
And helping us understand that, yeah, bro, he's still got it. He's still watching film.
For sure. I want to end the show with this before we get into Monday winners. Mike Vrabel, you know where would be a dope place for him to go? Cincinnati.
Oh, my goodness.
They're going to need a head coach. I don't think Zach Taylor is going to be there much longer. Do you want to hear something crazy?
Yeah.
All right.
I do.
Tom Brady, in his career, has lost 4 games in which he scored 33 or more points on offense and his team lost. Joe Burrow has 4 losses like that this year.
What? Just this year?
Just this year. Joe Burrow has scored 99 points, the Bengals have, in their last 3 games. They have as many wins as you and I do on the NFL.
Oh, my God.
0. It is malpractice, criminal acts, disgusting acts going on in Cincinnati. They've lost so many games by 1 score. Remember this when we do the handicapping next year.
Yep.
I'm firing everybody, but Burrow, Chase, and Higgins. I'm doing whatever I can to bring those 3 guys back and be like, listen, we'll figure out the rest, because it is unbelievable what is happening in Cincinnati. And I want to show love to the Pittsburgh Steelers because they went in there and they cleaned house. I think the Bengals are completely eliminated now. They still have like a 4.7%. Nah, you're done. You're done. Yeah. You've won 1 game at home this year. You're toast, right? And I can't even blame the fact that T. Higgins missed some time because they had a winning record with him not in the lineup, but they're better with him in the lineup. But these games that you lost to Baltimore twice, the games that you no-showed against the Eagles, the Monday night game against the Commanders, who, you know, they're playing better this year than we thought at the time. That's aged greatly. You know, at the time, you're like, holy shit, what happened to the Bengals? Well, now you see the Commanders are really good. The PI, like, you have way too many bad losses on your resume, and I think it is criminal acts happening in Cincinnati. I think that is the number 1 job anyone can have this offseason. I also want to show love to Joe Burrow, not because he's balling this year. Remember what the conversation was him coming into the year. He can't feel his hand. Is he going to be the same guy? Well, he's better. Yeah. And it's fucking gross, bro, what is happening there, because
you know how
he should be your MVP.
Bro, think about this. And we had said this, and it would have been the coolest thing. The frosted tips and the not so Slim Shady that he pulled off at the beginning of the year. How many kids would be rocking that hairstyle right now?
Bro, it was Cody Rhodes personified, dude. Finish the story.
Yeah, well, I mean, it's... Oh, what a moment. He picked his shot. He called his shot. He said, I am going to start a hairstyle trend. The likes that nobody else has ever created in the NFL. And it's Lou's fault. It's Sweet Lou's fault. That defense was trash, bro.
6 times this season, they've allowed 34 or more points on defense.
Trash.
It is really bad what's been happening over there. And you don't have these many opportunities, bro. Like, you don't have these many opportunities when you have a guy like Burrow and you have this team with Higgins and Chase. Like, I think Chase stays. Ultimately, I think Higgins is out. I think Higgins is going to be a fucking amazing LA Charger. Or he might be an amazing, like, I'm trying to think of teams that could use a wide receiver like him with a young quarterback. Like, bro, an amazing Panther.
Yep.
Right? He's from that Carolina area.
Julio 2.0?
Could be. I think Higgins is everything San Francisco thought Ayuk was.
Right.
Like, this guy is the truth. T. Higgins is the truth. He's a $30 million wide receiver, and he's a fucking baller. And I think what's happening in Cincinnati, it's disgusting acts. And I also want to give credit to the Steelers, bro. Steelers 9-3, career day for fucking Russell Wilson.
Yeah. I mean, it's pretty easy when you're getting just manned up looks and your receivers are winning all their one-on-one matchups. Like, he was on fire. And it's something to do with just the way schematically teams try to stop the Steelers, where that really is the game plan, but you can't make it that easy on them. You know what I mean? Yes, you do want to stop the run. Yes, you do want to make Russell Wilson beat you so you could try to emulate what happened last year with the Broncos. But it's weird to see an AFC North game a shootout like this. Like, with this many points scored. Usually it's a shootout.
Most points like in the matchup's history.
In the matchup's history,
between
right?
Steelers and the Bengals, yeah.
Yeah, that's... Whew, it was a hell of a matchup. Could not believe the way that the Steelers defense was getting torched at the end. It was like a mix between, like, are they playing a softer defense to, like, you know, try to eliminate big plays, and then big plays were still happening? You're like, no, they're getting worked right now. So I'm glad you brought up Joe Burrow, man. MVP next year?
Man, we're going to need to wait and see what everything's going to look like, bro. But, I mean, shit, he should have been the MVP this year. I will say that Pittsburgh, what do you make of Pittsburgh?
Love them.
I think they're the most fascinating team. Mm-hmm. It's them in the AFC. Bro, I'm telling you. Green Bay, bro. Green Bay, man. The quietest 9-3. Like, I was watching Thanksgiving. I was at Cameron's crib for Thanksgiving, and we were watching the Packers. I just turned to him, and I was like, and his buddy Larry was there, and Larry is a big pro sports bettor. I was like, man, this is the NFC representative. They match up well with everyone. They can run the ball now with Jacobs. They got a lot of weapons. Jordan Love, a little bit of a wild card, but I like it. I like gunslinger. I like 3rd and 8. You're trying to pick up a first down, not checking down and praying.
Correct.
I think their defense can make a lot of plays. They haven't had Jair Alexander the last couple of weeks, and I'm still looking at them 18-1 to win the Super Bowl. I have them at 20-1 to win the Super Bowl from the beginning. I have them at 15-1 to win the NFC, and I like it, man, and I like it. And the reason why I say all that is because I feel the same exact way about the Steelers in the AFC. I think Russell Wilson feels appreciated. Talking about confidence again, there's like the 7th time we bring it up on the show. He's a guy now playing with confidence. Bro, we want you here. We have a defense that, like, look, our defense gave up all these points and we still dominated, right? Like, let's not forget, this was a 44-38 game, but that's because they let up at the end and the Bengals went on for an onside kick. Like, they were in control the whole game. And I think the combination of the defense, Mike Tomlin, once again, not going to have a losing record. It's unbelievable. I think Justin Fields now. Also, oh my God. He comes into the game. Bengals, everyone and their mother knew he was going to keep the ball there. Effortless, just jogs down the right side, slides, picks up the first down.
Yeah.
I'd rather all-out blitz on Fields, let Najee Harris pick it up, than him keeping it and going where everyone knew that was going to happen. Mm-hmm. Just to pile on the Bengals, really, really gross stuff. And with Pittsburgh, bro, I think it's Pittsburgh in the AFC, and I think it's Green Bay in the NFC as the two teams that I think people are kind of like, they're okay. It's like, nah, man, I think that could be your Super Bowl.
Yep. Because you have to just put it in a perspective. Any given Sunday, when it comes to playoff time, do the major matchups, Steelers versus the Bills, I mean, that's the ultimate slugfest. That's the AFC championship that goes down in history because no matter where it's played at, there will be snow. It'll have those old Patriots runs in the playoffs with Tom Brady type feels versus Peyton Manning. Like it's going to breed this new sort of rivalry in the AFC. And I do think that those are the two teams. I think it's the Bills and the Steelers that we'll see in the AFC title game.
So you're getting rid of Kansas City?
Yeah. Oh my God. Fraud City. Hey, Nick, until Patrick Mahomes is an underdog in the playoffs. And then that's a 25 unit play. Yeah. Hey, I might not like them right now, but I am not stupid. I know when they play well. And I know they're getting lucky right now. But there's a switch that they flip when it comes to playoff time. A different Patrick Mahomes that, is able to extend plays. That is the reason why he's the greatest quarterback to have ever played. Mm-hmm. But I'm not going to glaze. But I stopped using glaze because you called somebody out for using glaze on the social media.
Kind of a weird phrase.
It is.
You a fan, Isaiah? You think glaze is? Nah, yeah, we can't. Glaze is wild, bro.
It's over.
Glaze is that's a wild phrase.
Yeah.
I will not be using that. 90-1 odds, Steelers Packers to be the Super Bowl.
I like it. Wasn't that the Super Bowl when Aaron Rodgers made it?
Correct. Yeah.
Huh.
I think it's a really, really interesting
history repeats itself, Nick.
Proposition there.
History repeats itself.
Yeah.
Packers.
I do have at 30-1. I have Bills Packers to be the Super Bowl. I bet that 3 weeks ago. Kind of like that one. I really think there's something about Green Bay, bro. Which leads me to my Monday winner. Monday winners, by the way, are 11-4-1 on the year. Last week we did a Monday winner Thanksgiving parlay of Packers, Chiefs, Lions money line at plus 180. We had to sweat that one out, I'll be honest.
Yeah.
Probably should have lost all of them except for the Packers, which was the shortest favorite of the bunch, right? Which is always really funny when you look about that. Like the generational parlay that I had, Marvin Harrison was the favorite amongst all of them. And he's the one that is going to fucking cook it, right? Jesus. So it's always interesting to watch that. My Monday winner this week for week 14, the Green Bay Packers are going to beat the Detroit Lions on Thursday Night Football. Both teams coming off Thursday Night Football games. They beat them last year in Detroit. They are 4-point underdogs. I like them on the money line. I'm going to take them on the spread as well. I think the matchup is awesome for them. The first one was in the rain. I thought it was going to favor Green Bay, but Jared Goff just came out 11 for 11, I think it was. He completed like 90% of his passes. Jordan Love had that late first half interception, pick 6, kind of swung the game there. You're looking at a 14-point or 10-point swing there. For me, I think Green Bay wins outright on the money line. You can get that at plus 140. They're 3.5-point underdogs, George. Like I said, 11-4-1 on the year are Monday winners. That is the one that I like for Thursday Night Football. And then I said it before, Bears plus 5 in San Francisco. I think I've made the decision that I think San Francisco is not a good team, and I'm going to capitalize on that. They got the new head coach in there, and I think that's going to be very telling for how it's going to look for them. I like Chicago as well. Staying in the NFC North for this one.
Yeah, no, you're hitting all of that. I'm going to, man, I'm really conflicted here because I've really liked the Browns, and this is an AFC North matchup that I've seen just, I don't know, create a lot of great memories in the past. Browns, Steelers, I'm going to stay away. Let me actually take the team that we think is fraudulent that will help our Tampa Bay bet. The Vikings minus 4.5 versus the Falcons. Maybe this is a week where they bring in the rookie and the rookie underperforms. I'm liking it. And the Vikings, they're definitely starting to catch the right type of rhythm that they need to sneak in. You know, they're not going to be screaming in, but I'm going to rock with them this week. Go down on the Birds.
A little bit of a revenge game if Kirk Cousins does play.
True.
But I'm with you there.
But I also think Kirk Cousins in a revenge game, like, moment's too big for Kirk. Like, he'll try too hard.
Yeah.
And that's just overall bad for him.
Yeah, I think this is I like that spot there. The more I think about it, I think Minnesota could blow them out, and then you might see Michael Penix come in second half, something like that. Yeah, there's some really interesting games this week. Couple of trap games I think you should be very, very careful with.
Yeah, Toxic might be filled this week.
Toxic might have 9 of them.
Yeah, literally.
9 Toxic games. But yeah, that was the show. Thank you all for listening. Cannot express that enough. Shout out to all the members of the Patreon. Shout out to all of you listening, whether on Spotify, Apple, YouTube, however it might be you consume Veterans Minimum. It will mean a lot to us if you go and you write a review, leave a comment, wherever it is that you consume the content. Let us know where you're consuming the content. Hit us up on the Discord. The Discord is free to join. It's in the bio. And then if you're in the Patreon, you have access to a different subset of the Discord, which, bro, we got to get you in the Discord, dude.
No, I know.
We got to legit, right? The people are asking for it. People want you in there, bro.
Okay. All right. I'm going to make the shift. Discord has definitely not been my like forte,
Yeah.
but I got for the people.
Yeah.
For the people, man.
I've even gotten, hey, we need George in here for the picks because yours suck.
Now I know they're lying, bro, because the ones I've been giving out on the show are shit. Oh my God, people. I literally made the whole, I was going to clip it. I'm on the ultimate zigzag. And then last week was another fucking stinker. But that's okay. Playoff football is coming. Playoff football, I'll be able to accurately predict things. I'll stay away from these dog shit teams. And I'll, be clear-headed. Call it a postseason post-nut clarity.
Yeah. Post-nut clarity is a real thing. It is definitely a real thing.
Postseason clarity.
I will say this. Root for Barkley to win Offensive Player of the Year because that show after he wins it is going to be the greatest show of all time.
We'll bring good girls in here. Maybe
we're gonna have to put the blinds down. Is what I'm saying.
Oh, a blinds down show. We've never done a blinds down show.
We're putting the blinds down. Isaiah's gonna make sure he's on the schedule for that one. But, I mean, bro, you're talking about clips that you've saved. Do you know how many clips I've saved? I've only been saying this since fucking he signed. So please, football guys, one more time.
Please.
Just bring us home, baby. Bring us home. And I'll do that right now for all of us. At Nick Day is Tenders. You can find me. All things Veterans Minimum. Or at Veterans Minimum. George, the floor is yours. Where can they find you?
Mr. George Carmona is where you could find me. Keep up the social media support and love. I'm on this new kick, Nick. Every year is a contract year. And that's the way that you got to live today. Every day is a contract day. Go out there. Be legendary. Peace.
In his element, I'm a gold medalist, bronze like your medal is. So many deer in headlights, but it's bedtime. Hear that supper bell, main course be the venison.
Dab. Most dangerous game. Either kill or be killed.